call this 7 as a prime number. If you take the example of 8, 8 is not a prime number because this will be divisible by 1, 2, 4 and 8. So I can say this is not a prime, 7 is a prime. How to write the C program to find out the prime number or not? See, here is the program. Here is the program for finding prime number or not using functions. So before going to the topic, what do you mean by function? Function is nothing but a set of instructions which will do the particular task. This program we are going to divide into 3 parts. The beginning one, this is known as function declaration, and this is known as function call, and whatever we write the code here after the main is known as function definition. See, function declaration always will be declared before the main function. Function call will be called inside the main function. Function definition we write outside the main function. Now, function declaration will be having return type followed by function name and set of parameters. For this program, I need only one parameter, so I am writing int a. That is for one parameter. Then this will be ends with semicolon. After that, we are writing the main function. So once we write the main function, here we are declaring all the local variables int n and result. Then I need one number to find out whether it is prime number or not. For that, I am going for one printf and one scanf statement. Printf enter any number, scanf %d ampersand n. N is the number you are going to check. Suppose say n I am going to take 8 only. N I am going to take 8 only. It means, so first I am going to check 8 is not a prime number. Then call the function. Result is equal to prime of n. It means whatever the n value is there, 8, you are going to pass that one as an actual parameter. What happens once you call the function called prime? The control directly jumps to subfunction. Control directly jumps to subfunctions. So when you come to the subfunction, here the variable a is there to receive it. So variable a receives the value 8. Here variable a receives the value 8. Then use that a variable in your coding part to check. Declare one local variable I, because you are going to use that I in a for loop. So here the for loop starts with 2 and ends with n minus 1 or a minus 1. Why? Because the prime number means the number which is divisible by 1 and itself. So that we are not checking for 1 and we are not checking for the number we are going to check. So starts with 2. I is equal to 2. Check it whether 2 less than or equal to a minus 1. What is the a value? 8. 8 minus 1 means 7. So condition will be true. So that come inside the for loop. Inside the for loop I have one more condition called if. Substitute the value of a in this and divisible by I value. So a value is how much? A value is 8. Divisible by I value how much? 2. 8 divided by 2. So what is the value we are going to get? So remainder we have to check because we are having modulus operator. So if I divide 8 by 2, remainder I am going to get 0. Substitute that 0 here. Whether 0 is equivalent to 0? Yes, condition true. So once the condition true, you are going to return 0 to the main function. You are going to return 0 to the main function. So what happens? This prime number function receives value 0 now. So that 0 is assigned to whom? Result. So after that, use one if condition to check whether 0, substitute here, whether 0 is equivalent to 1, condition false. When this condition becomes false, you can go for the else part. You can print one message that %d is not a prime. It means the 8 is not a prime. Got it? So this is one case. Now I will go for the other case to check whether it is prime number or not. Again, read one value, printf and scanf. So you are going to read the n value now. Instead of 8, I will read 7. So my input is now 7. Pass that number through the function. So in place of n, you pass the value 7. When you pass the value 7, control automatically goes to subfunction. Here the A is going to receive the value 7. Then use some local variable called I. Again I is going to start with 2. Check the condition here. Whether 2 less than or equal to A is how much? 7. 7 minus 1, 6. Condition true or false? True. When this condition is true, you are going to execute the if condition. Substitute the value of A here now. A is how much? 7 now. Substitute 7 divided by 2 or modulus by 2. 7 modulus by 2 means 2 3s are 6. What is the remainder? We have got 1. Substitute here. Whether 1 is equivalent to 0. True or false? False. Once this condition becomes false, what happens? The return statement will not execute. Directly control goes to I++. Because if condition is false means there is no else here. That's why the loop is going to be repeated. I++. So I value was how much in the beginning? 2. Now incremented to 1 means how much it is? 3 now. Check for 3. Whether 3 less than or equal to 6? Yes, condition true. Once again execute if condition. So if A modulus I value now. A is 7 only, but the I value change it to 3. Substitute here. 3 modulus 7. So what is the remainder we have got? 1. Substitute here. Whether 1 is equivalent to 0? False. False means what happens? Control jumps to I++. I becomes 4 now. I becomes 4. Whether 4 less than or equal to 6? X. Condition true. When this condition true, once again execute the if condition. Now the same A value is going to be divisible by 4 now. Same 7 divisible by 4. 1s are 4. What is the remainder we have got? 3. Substitute here. Whether 3 is equivalent to 0? False. False means what happens? Control goes back to I++. I value is now how much? 5. Substitute here. Whether 5 less than or equal to 6? Yes, condition true. Substitute the value of I and A here in a if condition. So what is the updated values of A and I in the sense? A value same, but I value 5. Divide this. 1s are 5. Remainder is how much? 2. Substitute here in if condition. Whether 2 is equivalent to 0? False. False means increment the I value. Now I becomes how much? 6. Whether 6 less than or equal to 6? Yes, it is equal to 6. So condition becomes true. When this condition becomes true, once again execute the if condition. Same 7 will be divisible by I value. So I am going to divide this. So what is the remainder I have got? 1. Substitute here. Whether 1 equivalent to 0? False. False means what happens? The control jumps to I. I value becomes 7 now. Check the condition. Whether 7 less than or equal to 6? False. So when this condition becomes false, the for loop will be terminated and we will jump to the next statements what we have. So what is the statement we have after for loop? Return 1. So 1 will be returned to the main function now. In the previous case 0 returned, but in this case 1 is returned. When 1 is returned, the whole function is going to receive the value 1. That is assigned to whom? Result. So now result is having value 1. Substitute in a if condition. The result value is 1 compared with 1. Whether 1 is equivalent to 1? Yes, condition true. When this condition is true, you are going to print percentage %d is a prime number. It means 7 is a prime number. Got it? So once we got the result, you are going to terminate the program and you are getting the result on the screen. See what happens in this case, 7 case. See, the 7 is going to be divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In all the cases, we have got the remainder something. So that it is not completely divisible by other numbers. It is going to, 7 is going to divisible by 100 itself, but it is not going to divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I can say that 7 is a